Twitch can hear it. Thank you, Twitch chat. You can hear the intro. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to the Final Checkpoint podcast. This is episode 79. We are back once again, talking about video game news, talking about games we're playing. My name is Joel.
And I'm Ben.
Ben, what a lovely week. It's a brand new world. COVID is dead.
Wow.
There's no more winter. It's spring.
Okay.
The sun is shining. Everyone's back out in the world. Nothing bad is happening.
All right.
That's actually nothing. None of that's true. I'm sorry. I lied
It
to
was
everybody.
warmer.
I had this dream where there was no more COVID, and I was just eating Big Macs and eating a ton of fries, and everything was happy in the world. And I had tons of time to play video games. It was this fantasy world, and I just wanted to live in that world longer. And it didn't happen. I woke up, slept in a little bit. I woke up like at maybe 8:30. That's sleeping in for me, just to explain that to everybody. And pretty much instantly had to work in my bathroom the whole day because we're remodeling bathrooms. And I wish there was a flying into somewhere joke, but man, are my arms tired. Let me tell you, they are fucking tired. They felt like spaghetti, and then because they're just so damn tired. But we got it done. We did the grout stuff, which, man, everybody in the world, let me tell you something. Do not ever redo your bathrooms. Just burn the house down.
Just move, yeah. Just
move.
get a new house.
Get a new house. Pay someone to do it for you. Just don't do this. Don't recommend it. Manual labor is for suckers.
Yeah.
I am one of those suckers. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. How was your day?
My day.
Just starting, I know, but what before that? What was your day? Yeah, before, like, if you had a day that happened sometime within the last couple days, how was it?
Right. A hypothetical day. It was all right, I guess. I don't know. There's nothing interesting. I never have anything interesting or exciting going on. For many reasons, multiple reasons. I think the most exciting thing was there was this loud sound outside coming from this what the fuck was it? Like the water pump for the pool,
Okay.
because it's like the community pool.
Maybe there was a kid stuck in it.
That would have been more interesting. It'd been a more interesting story, yeah.
Okay.
No, it was just really loud to the point where I could hear it in my bedroom.
Huh.
Like, and that's not how loud things should be. And on Saturday, it turned off finally, and it was extremely eerie. It was on for several days, and it was so quiet. I was so happy. That's it. That's the most exciting thing that happened to me that week. It was a loud sound for 4 days.
All right.
That's about it.
Well,
It was really loud, though. I mean, it was super inconvenient. I didn't like it.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting, Ben.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. Nothing exciting happened besides the bathroom stuff, I gotta say. Kind of boring.
No sounds.
Yeah. I gave my dog a bath today. That was exciting. She hates me now. She's so afraid and mad at me at the same time. Anytime I walk into a room, she just looks at me and then walks away.
Isn't that why they say you're supposed to, as a puppy, do stuff to dogs? Sounds weird. But like bathe them, and so they're used to it, and they don't think it's weird.
Yeah, I do that. Like, I've given her a bath like probably every 2 to 3 weeks. And every now and then it's like a month because like we get busy and
Right.
But
sure.
yeah, she just hates them. She really hates them.
Huh.
She just hates loud sounds. Like, neighbors will shoot off fireworks for no damn reason. There was fireworks yesterday.
Yeah, there were fireworks yesterday too.
For what? What are we
I don't know.
celebrating? COVID? I don't know.
It's Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. But yeah, and she hates those. She runs and hides.
Wow.
And we've been using power tools in the house, and damn, does she hate those. So that's unfortunate for her.
We're using our
Um,
power tools, how we do.
yep. My kid has a ton of Nerf guns, and anytime those go off, she runs for it. So it's rough times in the house for the dog. So I let
Yeah.
her out, and sometimes she's just like, you know what? Maybe I won't come back inside for a little bit. And
Hmm.
but man, does she? She's very loyal though. She doesn't leave my side like ever until I like turn on the bath, and then it's like I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm out of here.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. She hates baths. I don't know.
Huh.
And I use like warm water, not like hot water, but like warm water. Because like sometimes after she gets her bath, she goes outside to run around, and I don't want her to get sick. So I try to be a good dog owner.
Right.
Yeah. But guys, don't forget you can listen to the podcast on many podcast services like Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. There's a lot out there. Pocket Casts, I guess, which shows, I guess, because it's on Google Podcasts, it shows up on there. Um,
No
there's a
idea.
lot. You can also watch the video version of this on youtube.com/load last checkpoint. You can also watch live twitch.tv/load last checkpoint. Don't forget, we're trying to hit a follower goal. I lowered it to 130 from 150 because I want to get drunk and play Dark Souls, and I figured if I lowered the goal, there's an attainable goal we can hit. 150 was a stretch. 130, I don't think is a far stretch. That gives
All right.
us 13 follows. That's all we need. 13 follows from now till April 30th. So jump in. If you don't follow
Okay.
us
Okay.
now, even if you don't watch a lot of Twitch, just jump in, give us the follow. That's all we need. We want to get drunk and play Dark Souls with you guys. You can watch us just, do some dumb
It's gonna be
stuff.
bad.
And maybe by then we'll be playing Dark Souls 3. I do need to still pick
Yeah.
that up before the sale's over. If it's over, then I'll just have to wait for something else to come out.
I think you still got a little bit of time, but you should pick it up while it's on sale. So it's a good deal.
Yeah, I definitely need to. But yeah, so don't forget twitch.tv/less checkpoint. Yeah, click the follow button, guys. It doesn't hurt anything. Turn off the bell. You don't have to get a notification every time, I go live. I do stream during the week, but mainly Saturday we do Dark Souls streams, and Sunday we do the podcast. So don't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but other than that, we've got some cool news items to talk about. So why don't we just get into those, and then we can talk about games that we play. So Ben, why don't you hit us with? I would say we got a main topic tonight. So why don't you hit us with the main topic of the show?
The main topic are the increasing rumors of the Switch Pro, the 4K Switch, the
Finally,
new Nintendo Switch, the Super Nintendo Switch.
I
Maybe.
that it just has such a nice ring to it. The
It
Super
does.
Nintendo Switch.
It sounds great. They're not going to do it,
God,
but it sounds great.
cowards.
This comes from a Samsung OLED kind of manufacturing rumor, from what I understand, where they placed a large order
Hmm.
for these 7-inch OLED screens, which I think the Switch current screen is like 6.3 or something. Uh, so it's a little bit bigger, but this would make it almost to the full bezel. Um, and OLED, which is obviously a better than the LCD screen that's on there, or yeah, whatever it is. It's better. It's like the Vita. Think of the Vita, but
Love the Vita.
but
I can't think about
Nintendo.
it anymore.
Yeah, don't get too sad if you start thinking about the Vita too much. There's that. They're saying also it will have, and this is where it gets weird, a 4K output when docked. We could talk about that more in depth maybe in a minute.
Yeah.
And currently they're going to go in production for June, like in June, like for delivery in June, something around there, and then releasing this year, late 2021. Uh, I I've talked about the Nintendo Switch being old and shitty like probably every week. and it is an exaggeration and whatever. And I do use the Switch every day in handheld to do nonsense. But I am very excited for the Switch Pro. I really wonder what it's gonna be called. That's more interesting to me because there's so many possibilities, and I feel like they're gonna pick some stupid one I never thought of. Uh, but I like this. I don't need the larger screen, and this kind of goes to I guess immediately to the 4K output when docked, because it's one thing to output into 4K and another thing to actually be in 4K.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to upgrade the internals, which we have no confirmation of, I guess we'll put it that way, it's not going to be really relevant. Currently, the Switch does not output 4K. You put it on your TV, and it is a 1080p menu. It does not look very good on a 4K TV. It looks blurry and just old. It's fine on your in your hand, right? Like there's no problem there, but it does need that. It does need that 4K output. But if you're not going to make it have some sort of actual beefier processor GPU, you're not going to get 4K output, and I don't know why you would. But then I don't know why you would make another Switch version with a larger screen and not have that.
Yeah.
That's like the big missing piece is that GPU or just horsepower in general that's missing from it compared to the other systems. But this is a very this is happening. I guess I'll put it that way. Like we know this is happening. This is not in the rumor mill. We know at least the OLED thing is for sure happening. The rest of it just kind of loops in. But what do you think about this as the not as Switch hatiest person?
I mean, I think it's definitely a necessary upgrade that needs to happen for them. I think with all the talk of the new consoles and with just how important it is for them to keep up with the need for an upgraded console and upgraded graphics and being able to just continue to receive games that are coming out, um, they need something to keep up with that.
Yeah.
If they were to just stick with their hardware, I think they're at a certain point developers would just wouldn't be able to give them a lot of their releases. They'd have to be like,
Mhm.
I we can't give you this. There's no way we have the capability to develop a lesser version just so that we can put it on the Switch.
Just for you, yeah.
Just for you, yeah. Because then they'd almost be doing what I guess what happened with Cyberpunk, which is creating games for the higher, capable consoles, and then still be stuck with making a console version that's gonna run shitty, and then boom, you got the Switch right there.
Right.
I mean,
And
that's
and
what
that
you
is
risk.
that is an interesting argument that I hear a lot, right? That third party support will dry up and all that, um, because it's so far behind. However, I argue the Switch never really had much third party support.
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft's barely there. EA is not there.
Yeah,
The really only notable things are Witcher 3 is somehow on there, which is a 6-year-old game at this point.
yeah,
And then Bethesda is the only other company that's actually putting quote unquote modern um, releases from its catalog on the Switch. And I do think that's going to end. And I think it was drying up already. It was drying up last year. It was drying up in 2019. I mean, we had Doom Eternal, and that's the last major third party release on the Switch. You have stuff like Monster Hunter Rise, but that's again a game that was made for the Switch.
yeah,
Like you're saying, like you have to target the platform. And I also don't think the Switch Pro or whatever, I don't see them segmenting the base, the player base. So I would imagine it would be even if it plays games in 4K on your TV, that would be TV only, and that would be every game for that would take advantage of that would still work on the old Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have a base clock or setting spec for the handheld, and then it can upscale if it is a better Switch onto the TV. I don't see them making a Switch Pro where, oh, Breath of the Wild 2, you can only play on the Switch Pro. I just don't see that happening. Um, Nintendo has done that in the past, but I think they've done that in the past when they've had the 3DS also happening, or you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't their only thing. Now that they just have the Switch, I think it'd be silly to to get rid of what 60, 70 million units of this device that's still selling like hotcakes. Don't get rid of that audience
Yeah.
just because so I don't think we'd see Switch Pro exclusive games. And I don't know if it really honestly needs it. It just needs Nintendo games and random indies. It's in such a weird position. They've done a great job of being something so different that they're not in competition with the other things. So we bring up like, oh, it's not gonna be able to play the new whatever. Well, it kind of doesn't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect it at all.
Yeah.
Whereas we want exclusives for PlayStation and Xbox and all these things to push the envelope. But on the Switch, it's such a different device. That I want it to be those things, but I'm not the average Switch owner, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and this could also be them looking to upgrade their own games and wanting to move their own IPs into the next generation too, and maybe that'll also
Right.
improve their partnerships with Xbox, being able to move Game Pass over to the Switch console. And I mean, they could be looking to just make it easier to explore those partnerships, maybe even with Sony, maybe with PC and Steam. Um, I think a lot of it too just comes with them seeing their own games struggle
Right.
to make it, even especially with like Sword and Shield. Once you hook up online capability, it's just like it chugs real bad. Um, and they probably just they know the limitations of their own system, and maybe it's also their way of like, maybe we can redesign the Joy Cons too so they don't drift. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows what they're trying to do here? But
They're
I
not as
think,
broken.
yeah, I mean, it could be that thing where they're just needing to catch up, and this is like their big jump of like, let's just try to catch up and get there as soon as possible. Because they've been behind for a while, and this is kind of their chance to
Yeah.
maybe catch up at least for a little
I
bit.
I want I bring this up, it feels like a lot, but go look up the Breath of the Wild 4K 60 on an emulator
Oh, I've
and
seen
go
it.
like
It looks good. It looks amazing.
it looks incredible because Breath of the Wild, people are like, Breath of the Wild looks so good. I'm like, yeah, but it could be better. Like
Yeah, it's
right
it's
here.
it's that
It's the meme.
meme.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
it's the
meme.
meme. It's the meme.
And that's my big thing with resolution and all that. I don't need the Switch Pro to be like, oh well, it improves textures and this and that and that. I really just need it to be resolution. I honestly, if I could put it onto the dock and it outputs Breath of the Wild in 4K, it's gonna look incredible.
Yeah.
And that's all I would need from it. And I don't care if it goes back down to 720p or even lower on the handheld. It's gonna look fine. I think that's what they should be aiming for. I worry they're not. I There was a good point. I don't remember what podcast it was, but there was a good point where if they're buying a lot of these OLED screens, they're likely also buying other parts. So that's a good indication that we could be getting something new and exciting. I'm very excited for it. I'm not excited for uh, following Wario 64 every 4 seconds to try and get one, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not excited
Yeah.
for that. But I do think with stuff like Breath of the Wild 2 and Pokemon Legends, those games they need more power. The Switch was underpowered and old when it launched. Uh,
That's true.
and it's impressive what it can do. But at this point, you look at that compared to a PS5, it's a joke. It's literally not even close. And I think it should be closer. I just want Nintendo games. There's always some caveat. It's like that uh meme, another meme with the artist thing of like it can be free and or take forever, or it could be like it can be fast, cheap, or good, and it can only be two of those things.
Yeah.
It's like that's what Nintendo is, where it can look great, but it's gonna have some other problem, or it could be a great game, but it's not gonna look good. There's always one little thing I feel like with a Nintendo game is like, God, if you just did that, why? Ugh, I don't know. Drive me crazy. Drive
Crazy
me crazy.
Nintendo. You're killing Ben.
I
Sucking the life out
hate
of him.
it.
Yeah. It's still a great indie machine. And it's great for
Not for
like,
me, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it for indies that, I mean, like I played Hollow Knight on there mostly. And then,
Ugh.
um, played Celeste on there. I've played a lot of games on there that I ended up really loving. And then I could see myself like playing on PC later, right? Um,
Right.
and I mean, it's great for like RPGs for me. I think it's great for RPGs because I don't like to sit at my computer that long to play a long ass game like RPGs. I would love to
Sure.
play those on the Switch, like Ni no Kuni. And if I were to play Dragon Quest 12, I would rather
11.
play it on a Switch than sit on a computer for like 100,000 hours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
Yeah. I'm excited for what this could be.
yeah,
We'll see what it is.
yeah, we will see.
We will
Interesting.
see.
So if it's only running 4K dock, what is it gonna run undocked? 1080,
Probably 720p. Yeah.
720.
Maybe 1080. But I mean, the screen's 720p, so.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
Which is fine. I always bring up there's 8 times the amount of pixels in 4K versus 720p. Like, that's
Yeah,
why Switch games look like shit on my TV.
I mean, and I think about my phone, and it's like that thing's how much is it? Fucking
$7,000.
no. This iPhone was like I think it was 1,000, maybe less. I don't know. I don't remember. It's the what fucking iPhone is this? The 12? I think it was the 12.
I have no idea. I don't know anything
Oh,
about
it's a
iPhones.
my iPhone was the 12 Pro, and I think it's $899.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, but like, I mean, it can run Genshin Impact pretty well.
I don't want to play anything on my phone. Ever.
Bloons,
Tower Defense?
Bloons TD6. It's like the best game in the world.
That's what I said. I said Tower Defense, and you were
Tower
like,
Defense
okay.
TD. I didn't know
No,
that's what
I'm
it
not
stood for.
doing that.
It's so
I'm
good.
not.
I want to get it
No.
on PC now. I want to get it on Steam.
Yeah, on a thing that actually works and is made for playing games, and not a garbage thing with a touchscreen where my hand covers half the fucking play area. So when I play the game, it's garbage.
Hey,
Touchscreens are. Oh, I hate.
I hate touchscreens. I'll tell you this.
Ugh.
I wish I could just get like a side attachment to use T9 on my smartphone. Cuz I could text on T9. I cannot text on a touchscreen.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, but I'm with you in spirit here. Yeah,
I could just
I
like flip it out.
understand.
Tuck, 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 tuck. There we go.
Like the old phone that did that, the slid out and did that. You
The
know what I mean, with the
Sidekick. The
keyboard.
Sidekick 2 was the
Sidekick.
best.
Yeah.
The best smartphone ever, and it was before smartphones were like a thing.
Yeah.
But it actually saved my life one time. I was
don't know.
let me tell you.
All right.
I was outside of LA. It was like the city of industry. And I was somewhere. I was at a party or something like that. And I was like, "Oh shoot, I have to go to work." Or not work. I had to go to like a meeting. And so I was like leaving, and I was like, "I have no idea where I am." So I go to this gas station and I pull out my Sidekick 2, flip the thing because it was the only way to open it, and it's Yahoo Maps is like the only way. No, you just kick it and it flips out. And I look at the gas station. I see the address on there. I go to Yahoo Maps, type in the address, type in my home address because I didn't know my work address, and then I go home, and it gives me the exact directions on how to get home. And I was like, this thing saved my life because I'm pretty sure I can get shot around here. Right outside LA. And I got home in like 45 minutes because I was speeding the whole time. But yeah, Saved my life. Sidekick 2.
Okay.
Great phone.
Uh,
It was a great phone. They don't
sure.
make them like that anymore.
No, they don't. They don't.
I mean, they make them a little bit better because I was driving and like trying to read the directions at the same time, but
You could have stopped. You could have just stopped.
I was on the freeway.
Whatever.
Can't stop. You get shot there too.
I think it's illegal to get off the freeway unless it's at your exit. You're right. Yeah.
I
You
think I had to
have
like
to.
pull over. I was like in the carpool lane. Only, yeah.
I think. Well, I'm glad it saved your life. Although you risked your life to use it, it seems.
Those were.
Well,
I was young and dumb in those days.
yeah. Don't text and
Yeah.
drive, children.
This was also before that was a thing that they said.
Really, I feel like they always said that.
No, they didn't say it back in the day when texting was brand new. When it was like you have 200 text messages a
I
month.
think maybe it was just that I was aware of it, and I was like, "This seems like a bad idea,
This
guys."
this was like in 2003 maybe.
Oh shit! Yeah, no way.
It wasn't a
No.
thing. Texting
That was
wasn't
definitely not a thing
dangerous.
then. No, 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 no,
People
no.
didn't know how to text.
That was like a 2008 maybe PSA.
Yeah, yeah. It was after like thousands of people had died by then. They were like,
Yes,
"Oh shit,
this
people
might be
aren't
a
paying
problem.
attention."
People aren't paying it. People can't drive. I
Yeah,
just heard of this.
like apparently people aren't watching the road anymore. What's going on?
Shit, man, that's weird.
Yeah.
Crazy. Also crazy. We have the Bizarro World leak of the Elden Ring trailer.
Ah,
Uh, this
wow.
seems to be an internal trailer, but has like what is it? What did it say? Bandai Namco classified some shit all over it. It's a shaky cam,
Bando Namkai.
Bando Namkai.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, "Oh
I
God, I'm gonna
know
say it wrong again."
it's pretty bad. So I watched this trailer. Someone put it together about a good maybe 30 seconds
I watched
of
it
the
as
trailer.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
shouldn't have.
oh yeah, I loved it. I'm very excited for it. It's got horsey riding
I saw that.
in it, and that reminded me of weird reference maybe, but Twilight Princess, where it had a lot of the horse, and you could swing your sword on the horse. That's what it
That was pretty
reminded me
cool.
of.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really excited for the possibilities of that, of having kind of large scale exploration.
Yeah, like open
And
world. Like
yeah,
that
what
part
that
was
could
pretty cool.
mean. Yeah. I want this game, and I would like more information on it. And there seems to be or Bandai Namco trademarked. What was it? Namco Direct or Namco Presents. I think it's Namco Presents.
Yeah.
Um, which is rumored to be their presentation, which could be happening soon. That would be exciting. There's Tales of Arise. Got a little teaser trailer this last week as well.
Maybe some
Um,
Digimon Survive news.
yes,
That'd be
exactly,
that's what I'd be hyped
exactly.
for.
There's Scarlet Nexus from them, and
Is that the
probably
that's gonna be
that's
like
the
the Devil May Cry anime-ish kind of game, right?
yeah, kind of the JRPG anime thing. It looks kind of like Code Vein, really, aesthetically.
Yeah.
Uh, and probably some other things, probably some anime nonsense, maybe a Dragon Ball game of some sort.
Some sort of Sword Art Online stuff, I'm sure. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
Who
Sword
knows?
Art Online, Extremely Final Bullet, or whatever the hell
Yeah.
those games are.
Whatever new version of the anime they've made so far.
Hmm. I'm very excited for that and Elden Ring. I think it looked really cool. It looked like Souls, but different, and that's what I like them doing. It has been rumored that that game has been having issues.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what it is.
I think the transition from like work to home and
Yeah,
COVID delays and stuff like that. I think that's
and
really
open
it.
world.
Yeah. Um, I listened to the Defining Duke podcast with so like the Last Stand Media Xbox podcast.
Hmm.
They had a
Hmm.
Fighting Cowboy on there, who does a lot of like Dark Souls game walkthroughs, and just to hear like what his thoughts are, and he's really excited about it because it's gonna be like kind of like, after they had gone to Sekiro and seeing that they could do a whole different type of game other than just Souls like games,
Yeah.
um, he's really excited to see kind of what they've learned and how they can now apply this to like an open world landscape, but still kind of go back to the roots of like Dark Souls. Um, which I thought, I mean, just hearing his excitement for it right away, I'm just like, dude, he loves these games, and like see his exploration and his walkthroughs of these games like always makes me excited to play these games, which is why I love his watching his like Neo 2 walkthroughs and seeing his streams of it, because he knows these games inside and out. And but just hearing his thoughts on it kind of made me more excited about it, and kind of like made me regret watching the trailer a little bit, because he's like I watched like the first part of it, and then he's like I analyzed it a little bit, and then I was like, man, I want to just see a real version of this. And I feel like the
Yeah.
leaked version of it just kind of gave me a bad taste of just like, I wanted to see them present it, not this leaked version. But I think that's because he's more of like I don't know. I think he was just really excited to see the true trailer. But I don't know.
Sure.
It was weird, but
Well, it wasn't the full trailer, and I think being that it was kind of blurry and small
yeah,
does lead to excitement for when we actually will see it. Um, to me, I don't know what I expected, so this kind of I guess put some expectations in place. So now I can see the full trailer and go in knowing this is kind of what I'm getting. I'm into that. Let's see more instead of doing the typical hype train nonsense where you just wildly speculate and then go overboard and it ends up being not that.
yeah,
Now I kind of know the scale. I'm really hoping, to just kind of completely go against what I just said. I'm hoping it is the open world uh, game that's kind of similar to Shadow of the Colossus, where there's just a bunch of bosses and things all around, and you can go and do them in whatever order. Maybe there's giant monsters and things. You're just riding on your horse, doing whatever. I went back and I rewatched the original trailer, which is just a CG 30 seconds, maybe it's a minute.
yeah.
It's so cool. Oh my god, their trailers are just incredible. Uh, I still don't know if this game is this year, but I want it whenever it's good.
I imagine it won't be till next year. Just like the feeling of it, I feel like we'd hear about more of it by now.
I think, yeah, if we haven't seen a lot of shit by E3 time, yeah, it's not happening.
I think maybe we'll probably see it spring next year.
Maybe, but you got to remember that would have been 5 years
Yeah.
since Sekiro, because that was
Sick, yeah.
2019. Oh, no, it was 2019. So it's been 2 years. Wait,
Yeah. I don't know.
been 2 years.
Yeah,
It's only been 2 years.
Sekiro's
Wait, really?
2019 or 2018. 2018
No,
was Dark Souls remastered.
yeah, I don't even think they had much to do with that. Yeah, that was 2019. So
Hmm.
really?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 2019. It was 2019. So yeah, it's only been 2 years. Damn, it feels like it's been a long time,
Yeah.
but I guess not.
COVID.
I guess not. I thanks COVID. I
Thanks a lot,
thought
COVID.
I imagined years that never happened.
Yeah, it's 5 years in COVID.
Mm,
It's 5 COVID years.
5 COVID years.
Yeah. I mean, as I play Dark Souls now, like I've appreciated these games more and more. And I'm excited. I mean, I think looking at the trailer at first, I thought like the first time I saw a leak like clip of it was on Twitter, and I was like, why does it look so ugly? And then I went and
Sure.
watched like a real version, like not real version, but like I watched another version of it, or like what they've put together so far, and I was like, it looks better, but like I don't know. To me it still doesn't look as good as like maybe Bloodborne, maybe like even Sekiro. But I probably just need to watch it again. I don't know. I just feel like their models always look so janky and skinny, but maybe it's because you're always
Yeah.
dead, and so you're always this like skeleton.
I agree, and I think some of that has to do with the blurry nature of the video in general.
Yeah,
Um,
that was my thought too.
yeah, I will say it didn't. I mean, this game was announced as a last gen game. I wasn't expecting this to look super incredible. Sekiro looks great, but it's also not an open world game, so I wonder what that means for this. And honestly, I'm not there for the graphics necessarily. It'll look fine.
Yeah, like
I'm
Dark Souls
I'm
3 looks great. Like when I
yeah,
played that, I
like
was like, man, this looks really good.
it doesn't it doesn't look like Last of Us or something, but it has such a great style and
Yeah.
they just nail it. It looks so good. Um I think those fears will be put to rest when we actually get this trailer. And it doesn't have logos all over it and it isn't like at a Dutch angle for no reason.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
True, true, true.
yeah.
Cool.
And that's it for the news. Nice slower news week this week after last week.
Yeah, that's true. True, true, true. Cool. Well, so I wanted to mention this just because I hadn't heard much about it.
Sure.
Um, there I was listening to Defining Duke, and they were talking about um Dying Light 2's troubled
Oh yeah.
development,
Yeah.
and I guess there's this article. I think it's from Game Industry. I gotta find it. Let me see. Um,
Find it. Find it.
yeah, what is it? Troubled development. Let's see. But basically, I guess they're having issues with the CEO because he keeps
Eh,
changing his mind about like he'll see something in a different game
Oh
and then he'll
no.
be like, "Oh, why can't our game do this?" and different things like that. And I guess some other claim out there was saying that like he has some sort of like poster in his office that's like inappropriate and things like that. Like just all this crazy stuff that's going on there. And also his like wife, I guess, works HR. And so which doesn't sound like a great idea in a business at all. And I was just thinking like about one of the things about the story about the game where like you make choices in it depending on what faction you join, right? And I remember one of the they were talking about how one of the story elements is like you could choose to drain the water, um, and if you do, it opens up this whole like part of the world. And I thought, oh, that's cool. Like, and then if you don't, that whole part of the world just stays underwater. And then as they were talking about it, I was like, wait, that sounds kind of stupid. So like, there's just this whole part of the world you miss out on if you
Right.
don't drain the water. So that's like, what a waste of fucking assets. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just thinking about how like my son's really into Dying Light right now. Like he bought it on PS4 and he got it on PC. And I was thinking about because he asked me, he's like, "Oh, like did you like Dying Light?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I liked it back when I played it in 2015 when that game first came out." And but other than that, I wasn't like too impressed by it. Other than that, like I don't even
Mm.
remember beating it. Like I played it, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," but I'm kind of over it. It's a zombie game. It's like it has parkour, whatever. Like that's pretty much it. And
Yeah, whatever.
since then, like I just like I've been waiting for Dying Light 2 to come out, but it just like nothing is other than the few trailers we've seen about it. And then to hear about all this crazy shit going on at the at the development company or the through development, I'm just
Mhm.
like this game's this game's just as bad as Dead Island 2. Like they're both in such a mess.
Kinda, it's true, yeah.
Just doesn't bode well for them. But I just thought hearing about the CEO, like I had no idea that stuff was going on, and I just thought it was something worth mentioning. I just thought that was crazy that he has like this. He had it's I guess it's a poster of like a naked lady and a tiger, or something, and I was like, that's dude, you can't do that nowadays. You can't have shit like that in your office just hanging around. Like,
It is weird. That's
yeah,
like a Tony Montana poster. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. That seems like something Randy Pitchford would have hanging in his
Right.
office as he's doing magic
Right.
tricks and talking about
Yeah,
Borderlands
it'd
2.
be a lady with a little magic hat on.
Yeah, probably.
That's all she's wearing. It's a little.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I see you want to
Yes.
talk about WandaVision.
Yes.
So you want to talk spoilers?
Yeah, but well, let's do it at the end. We'll do it at
Okay.
the end.
All right.
In case someone doesn't want to do that.
All right.
But I figure it's the thing that just happened.
Okay.
Talk about it.
All
But
right.
that's the end of the
So
news.
cool. So if you guys want to stick around the end of the show, the end of the podcast for WandaVision spoiler talk, we will be doing that after we talk about games we played. Cool. So Ben, why don't we talk about games we played? Did you want me to start off? I finished a game.
Wow.
A game called Control.
Wow.
I did it.
Did you take control?
I took control. I tweeted at the
Wow.
beginning of the week that I will finish a game this week, and damn it, I did. And let
I'm
me
not
tell you
impressed,
something.
but I'm
Let me
glad.
tell you something. You will be impressed because a game that I did not like.
Control?
Yeah. You know what? I liked it. I didn't love it. And I, for the most part, thought I would. I thought this was a game I was going to fully like love this game because at first when I was playing it, I was like, oh man, this feels like Infamous. Like I'm really getting Infamous vibes from it. I love the lettering on like when you walk into a new place. I'm
Right.
really loving the
Right.
vibes. The music's pretty cool. The story's interesting. The game really hits a high at the ashtray maze, right?
Yes.
The music, everything that happens through there. That's the peak of that game. Everything after
Sure.
that, I was done. I was like, the last part, like I just, for me it really falls off. There's no real like epic boss battle that I felt it really needed. The last part was so irritating to play through, and
Hold on. When you're talking about the last part, do you mean the part where you're like in a not like a dream sequence, but you're trapped in some kind of loop? I don't remember because it was 2 years ago.
that part I was okay with because I get what
Okay.
it was doing.
You mean the final combat encounter where you're like climbing the tower or
Yeah,
whatever it
like
is?
so the levitating, that ability is so like lame. I thought it was going to be really cool, but it feels awful. Like it
Okay.
feels like a waste because you're not fast. You dash
No.
a couple times and then it's just like I'm still floating here. I'm getting hit. I'm just like ugh, like it really brought down the part where I felt powerful about this game. Like I love the part where I can jump and dash. I got the shield. I can throw it at people. Like I started feeling really powerful, and then I get this ability to levitate, and then I'm just up in the air getting hit, and I'm just so I started getting kind
Hmm.
of annoyed by the combat, and so I started investing my points in other like I respect, and then I invested my points in a different way to just get better at basically the shield, the launching, and the energy. So I made myself just better at like throwing shit at people. And then there was a gun that I didn't even know I could get, which was the charge. It's like a grenade launcher basically. Had no idea I even had that till like later in the game. So there's just things about it that I was like kind of annoyed by, but
Did you only have the one gun then?
no, I had like all the
Oh,
weapons.
okay.
I
It
mainly
was just that one.
used
Okay.
I mainly used I think it was Split, which was kind of like the SMG, I guess.
Pew pew.
And then I went back to using Grip, which is just like the pistol.
The standard gun. Yeah.
Yeah, because it did the best damage.
I feel like that game has a powers problem where all the powers are really fun to use, but they all take the same mana pool. And then you end up so often that game was like, well, I can't do anything because I don't have any energy. Guess I'll just get shot.
Yeah.
Or then the gun will run out of ammo. Like, well, I guess I just don't do anything.
Yeah. Well,
Eh,
that's like for me I ended up just doing like I'll use all my energy here and hit with that, throw this guy's friend at him and him, whatever. And then once I'd run out, I'd switch to gun. Like, so I did a lot of that.
Right.
But um, the problem too is the loading times. Loading times on console are awful. And yes, I have it on PC, but at that point I was like, I'm so far in, I'm not going to start over on PC. And the game chugs on console. They're never going to fix it. I get it. They're moving on to like other things. At that point, I was just like, so at one point I was timing how long it would take me to like reload the game if I died. And I was like, okay, 50 seconds, a minute 20. And I'm just sitting here getting irritated because I'm like I'm like right near the end of the game and I'm just like done. And I realized
sometimes you'd levitate and you'd fall into a hole you didn't realize was there, and then
oh
you
yeah,
just die and have
there's
to load. Yeah.
no getting back up.
It's
Like,
fucking awful.
Yeah. So, but overall, like, I did like the game. It's just, and this is with any like third person action game. There's just certain parts of the combat that just don't work well. Like I had that problem with Uncharted plenty of times when I was getting near the end. And to me, it's just like, there's plenty of games like this that just, they don't end well. The ends of these games just aren't great. And that happens with Uncharted a lot of the time. Like, I think the end of 2 and 3 both, like, were just not great. But everything else about that game was so good. Like, the ashtray maze was fucking incredible. One of my favorite segments in any game I've ever played. Because it's just, like, this weird thing that's so unexpected. Like, you put on the headphones and suddenly the music kicks in. And, and I'm going to go back and watch the GameSpot documentary that they did about how they built the maze, because I remember it being kind of like just the way they had to build it in development, like, was really cool. And just seeing how that thing works, and like you walk into this room and it's like 6 enemies that are just like teleporting in, and you're like, oh shit, because it's unexpected, but then the maze closes them off because you're listening to the music and it's kind of like helping you. That part was really cool because you're like, oh, thank God I don't have to fight those guys because they were gonna kill me. And then, yeah, just, I don't know. That whole sequence was insane. And it was just unexpected. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's a cool game. I just think there's a certain part where I hit and I was just like, I'm done. Like, I want to just be done with this. And I was too close to the end to just quit. And I had to see what happens at the end. And by the end, I was just kind of like, when I got to the end of it, because there's that fake ending.
Right.
And
Which
then,
I love. I love that,
yeah,
that fake out ending.
the fake ending, I was like, and I think my VOD might be on Twitch. I don't know. But I was really like, that can't be the fucking end. and then I noticed the words were all warped and I was like, oh, okay, thank God. And the end of it was really kind of like, okay. I mean, definitely opens it up for the DLC or like a sequel, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I liked it overall, but I gotta say, like, and you're not gonna agree with this, but I like the ability. Like, for me, Infamous plays a lot better than this game with the abilities. Not that they're the same game or even aiming for the same thing, but like, I just like the gameplay of Infamous more than this game when it comes to like
using the abilities,
in a third-person game.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah. To me, that part of it is what felt similar to Infamous than anything else. But not saying I bet if I played this game on PC and got to experience it from beginning to end, it would have been a much better experience. But you know, I didn't have it at the time, so
right. I think at the time I said Control is one of the best 8 out of 10s ever made, which is just a phrase I use for a lot of games now.
Yeah.
And I fully stand by that. That game is incredible, but also has a lot of flaws. And I think the flaws are pretty apparent. The more you pick around at it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm at 70% on trophy progress, and so I was contemplating like, do I go for the platinum? And I looked at what's left, and I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'll hate myself if I do it. All that's left really is like grinding out the side missions and the upgrade tree, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm done. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna play something else I want to play.
Right. I still can't believe they didn't fix the checkpoints in that game where you'll die and then have to go 2 minutes to walk back to the boss fight or something. Like, it's just basic shit that
Yeah.
I want you to fix that. How did
I'll
you even think that was
yeah.
acceptable in the first place?
I'll give them props for the fact that I didn't have to completely start over a lot of the boss battle portions or things like that. Like it saved progress.
Mhm.
So I didn't have to completely start over certain parts of it. Like I would be able to, even though I did have to run all the way back, at least it's like you're not completely starting over this entire sequence. So
Okay.
give them props on that. Although, yeah, running back is annoying.
Yeah, it sucks when it's a minute loading time and then 2 minutes to walk back to where you were.
Yeah.
I think was is it the place that, like, has clocks everywhere? Did you do that? There's, like, clocks or
Mm,
something
yeah, that was one of
exploding at
them.
all the walls. I died there a couple times, I
Yeah.
think, and I had to walk back to these clocks. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, just let me have fun. It seems to get in its
Let me
own way
play. Let me play.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Let me play the
Let me play
game.
the game.
Like, I think the big change here's my game dev notes. Uh, let me dash with impunity. Like, I can dash even if I have no stamina,
Yeah.
and I can throw stuff even when I have no stamina.
Yeah.
I guess that would just be the melee and then, the shield. There'd still be a few things or, like, I can't take missiles out of the air, but if I wanna pick up a rock, I can still pick up a rock. Give me something, because when I'm having to wait 5 seconds to have that bar recharge, it sucks. I
Yeah.
understand what you're doing. I'm supposed to diversify the attacks. It doesn't feel good, and I don't have enough ammo with the guns either. Like, it just I know what they were going for. It's that Doom Eternal kinda, "Well, you're out of ammo with this, so change to that. To the chainsaw this so you get more ammo to do," like, it's that, but there's no real way to do that. If you maybe recharged energy somehow, like by killing enemies with the gun, you could recharge the energy, and
Yeah.
killing enemies with the energy would recharge the gun. That'd be really interesting, but no, it just doesn't have that, and it felt like I sure wish I had powers, but if all the X-Men had powers like this, they would suck. It'd fucking be terrible. Like, "Oh, I'm Wolverine, I can slash stuff, but if I slash too much stuff, I gotta stop for 20 seconds, and then I
Yeah.
can't do anything."
I got to recharge my
Okay.
claws.
Gotta
Yeah.
recharge my claws,
Yeah.
even though it's not his power. I know it's not his power, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Uh, it is kind of his power because the claws come out of his hands. That
Yeah.
seems
I
like a
mean,
power.
he's not using anything else.
Yeah, the other power is not that. It is really cool, but not as cool as claws.
Yeah. True. True. Yeah. I think, yeah, because when you switch guns to try to use the other gun, like you're using the
It's
ammo
the
from
same
both.
energy,
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
just oh, it's so close. I wanna go back and play, Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I loved it. Um, and I think that did cover shooting better. What I liked about that game was it was a slower you have to hide behind cover. You get to really enjoy the destructibility of the environments because it's not a constant dashing, running, throwing, like, it control is so frenetic, and that's really cool, but at the end of the day, you don't get to enjoy all the cool tech
Yeah.
because you're so caught up in it. Um,
I think
and
my big reason why I wanted the flying to be faster is it would have been cooler in battle sequences to have faster flying. Where like I have like there's this part where in like that final battle sequence where you have two guys with tornadoes that are shooting stuff at you, and all I can do is really hide until my stuff recharges, like my
yeah,
gun. But instead, like it would be cool if I could just dash out, jump, and fly and throw stuff at them and fly around. Instead, I'm like jumping up and floating. And then it's like I can try to throw stuff at them, but I'm too busy getting hit by them too, or like getting shot, and then I dash, and then I get hit again. So it's just like I'm
right.
slow, and I can shoot them, but I'm still stuck in the air. So it's just like that part just ruined like feeling powerful. So
Mhm. I get that a lot, or I get that a lot,
yeah,
not feeling powerful. Uh, yeah, no, I liked the flying, but I do totally understand that.
yeah,
It again, best 8 out of 10.
yeah,
Such a great 8 out of 10, man.
cool.
Let me talk about Hitman 3.
Hitman 3.
Hitman 3. I got this from Gamefly,
All right.
and I really, really enjoyed it. Part of the reason, so I never really played any of the Hitman games. Um, I played the demo for like the first rebooted Hitman, which I think was on PS3. So it was weird to see the same tutorial in this game, but now it's on like Series X and it's all like super high def. It was weird. Like I've been here, but I haven't been here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Huh.
but we talked about this. I think I'm not super into the Hitman games. I don't really get it. This game made me get it. And part of the reason why I wanted to play it is because of the James Bond connection, where their next game is a Bond game. Uh, I think they're so cool. Like the sandboxes they create are so fun. The kind of weird emergent nonsense that can happen is really interesting, where I couldn't, like in the first level in Dubai, I couldn't get this person alone, and I didn't know what to do because it's the first level, I'm not used to everything and all that, but I was able to get him in this one room, and he has a bunch of guards, and he's his back to the wall, and I'm in the hallway, and no one can see me, and I just take out a screwdriver, and I chunk it at the back of his head and kill him.
Oh
And
man.
I just walk away, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And I'm walking away. It's like, yeah, I'm a master assassin. Screwdriver to the head. Uh, but it all those weird elements, they fit together so well. It's such a fun sandbox. I don't know how that's gonna translate to James Bond necessarily,
Mm.
but you got the second level, which people talk about a lot, the Dartmoor, which is the murder mystery, Knives Out
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I think that's also a little overblown. It's not like you're solving this grand mystery. At least to me, it didn't feel like that. There was a lot to solve, but I wasn't interrogating people and cross-referencing facts, or you know what I mean? It was like I talked to this person, I talked to that person, and I talked to that person, and okay, fine. Um, whatever, right? Uh, Still really cool. Love the run around stealth gameplay with that. And it was nice to see that would fit really well as a James Bond kind of, you're at a party and you have to find some information and talk to people. They have such a good set of systems here in these games where everything just kind of clicks together like weird Lego pieces,
Yeah.
and all the different like how keys work and how finding people works, and then like messing with their AI. But it wasn't until the third level, which is the one, oh, was it in Russia? It doesn't really matter. But it was at this nightclub, dance club underground, with this dance floor. And I did the whole level. And the key to that one is you're being hunted. So you get there, you kill the first guy like outside who was going to kill you, and you pick up an earpiece, and they're like, "All right, he's in the area." Da 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 da. And it's like, "Oh, you should leave, Agent 47." He's like, "No, I'm gonna send him a message." Like, okay. Fuck,
Okay.
dude. And
Damn.
so then you have to go, there's people there, so there's a bunch of different assassins there to assassinate you, and you're going in there to find them and kill 4 of them, 5 including the first guy, so you gotta kill 5 of them, and then someone gets on the radio that you have the earpiece for. They get on the radio and are like, "We're sitting ducks out here, like, get out. Everyone leave. This is this is a bad plan. He's just killing us. We're dropping like flies. You gotta go."
Oh
Uh,
jeez.
and it's really fucking cool because you're just wandering around and I see this guy and he puts his hand up there. He's like, okay, I don't see him outside the thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're one of the guys. And then I kind of figure out a way to lead him somewhere. And I have to clear like the kill room that I made for him. Like, get these guys out of here, put him in a box, and then lure him over there so I can kill him. Uh, it was so freaking cool. Uh, I really, I really get it now. And I do think if if I could buy all 3 of them on, PC for, like, $30 or something, I will definitely do that and go back and play those other levels from the other Hitman games,
Yeah.
'cause it is a lot of fun infiltrating these environments and just kind of learning, Like, okay, this is how this works. Oh, there's a lawyer here, and he's supposed to sign documents with the guy. Like, okay, so I'll take out the lawyer guy, pretend to be him, walk up to him, and it ends up with a lot of funny moments where you're throwing a briefcase at someone's face and then doing some other nonsense. At one point, I picked up a banana and I'm like, I'm gonna kill someone with this banana. And it just never happened. But I had that banana, man. I had it, uh, and I was ready to use it. I do think the shooting's not very good. It's not really a shooter until the end
Yeah.
when the last level is basically a James Bond level, it, what I'd more expect from a typical James Bond game, and that was cool. But the shooting's it's not what you're here for. There was at one point, oh, this was also in Dubai, um, where there's a security room, and this guy that I need to kill, he keeps going to the security room and being like, "Hey, where's my new security guard? He's not here yet." Blah, blah, blah. And then he leaves. So I go into the security room, and I'm like, "There's two guys in here. I'm just gonna take them out with my silenced pistol. They don't even know I'm here. They think I'm dressed as a guard. They just think I'm a friend. I'm gonna take them out real quick. Headshot, headshot, done." I go to shoot the first guy. Obviously, I can aim at the first guy. He doesn't even know I'm doing anything. I kill him. I go to point at the other guy, and it's like fucking all over the goddamn place. The shooting is bad. It does not work quite right. So I kill him. Not clean. Not very good.
Oh, jeez.
Take him out. I go to hide that guy's body. Sorry, I go to hide the first guy's body in like the adjoining room. And then the guy who I was here to kill, he opens the door of the other side. So there's 2 rooms. I'm in the second room hiding the first body. The second body's in the security room, and the guy I need to kill opens the door and it's like, "Hey, there's a body in here." And I poke into the room because he didn't see me. He's turned around now to tell the other guy, "There's a body in here." And I just shoot him in the head and I walk out the back door. It's like, this is perfect. So it's filled with fun moments like that, of just, well, that didn't go how I okay, sure. And there's like little stories you can follow too. I didn't do a good job of following the stories. Because it is fun getting lost in the world and figuring out like, oh, I need this kind of outfit to get in here, or what if I have that? Or if I had a screwdriver, I could take this vent off and go through the vent. I wonder if I could find one of those. Okay. Uh, I really enjoyed it. It's probably about a 9-hour game, maybe,
Mhm.
to beat. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff you can do. Um, there's a ton of replayability. I don't Some of the things are crazy, where, like, I don't even know how you get someone over here to kill them, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to
Um,
cause like distractions or something like that. I think to get people moving or something. I don't know.
yeah,
I
I'm
watched
not
Giant Bomb play a lot of it.
okay.
Like they played a lot of 2. And I know with 3 there's a way to get all 3 because they're going to eventually have all the maps from part 1 and 2 in 3 or they
Yeah,
already do it, I
they
think.
do, they do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um so I wonder if you just buy like a deluxe edition or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
But
I think you can do that now and get them all.
because I've tried playing part 1 and for me I have a hard time with like I go into panic mode when I mess something up and then it's just chaos. And
Sure.
I was able to like get through one of the missions I think just by like pure luck because by the end of it I was just running and people were running after me and I went and hit the red button and escaped. But I do love just that there's so many ways you can beat
Mhm.
the game. But at a certain point I was like, yeah, this stresses me out too much. But it was just cool because I did go into like I snuck into the kitchen and I grabbed the guy and like put him in the freezer and then I grabbed the frying pan. I was like, I'm just gonna keep this and then I took it with me and then I ran around and just like I'm gonna take this guy's suit after I knocked him out and then like
That's
that's
the
just
same tutorial.
yeah
It's in this game, yeah.
yeah and so it's just I don't know it's a very interesting game and I wish I could get into it. I just for me it's just the type of game that stresses me out too much.
Got it. Yeah, it really wasn't until that the second level, but really the third level that like, oh, I understand how all this works and how I can use the tools I'm given. And it started to be this really fun thing of, okay, I don't have that, but I can go over there. And what if I do this? That that's really cool. I do
Yeah.
think only like 5 levels, or I guess 6 with the the ending one, which isn't so 5, uh, is not a lot of levels, but there's a ton of replayability. I'm not gonna do that. Obviously, I'm not. That's not me. That was a 15-year-old thing. I'm not doing that now. Um, and playing on, Series X, the load times are great, so you can save pretty much whenever,
Yeah.
and then loading back into them is only a couple seconds. Like, that really helped the experience because there was, especially in, I think, the 4th level, I kept getting seen, I kept fucking stuff up, and I got, like, a 1 star on that mission because I guess I killed a bunch of people. It said I did. I don't remember doing that, but whatever. Uh, I kept having to reload sections, and that would have been terrible. That would have been so not fun to do on a last gen system. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the game. Highly recommend it. It is still like you're saying, it's not for everyone, but I think they show so much potential here with what they could do with James Bond. I'm very excited to see.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see that. I mean, just the possibilities of you're kidnapped by the bad guy as Bond, and now you're in their prison and you have to escape and you're stealthing around. Like, they have all the mechanics for that, and that sounds like awesome. That
Yeah.
sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Especially since like the story is interesting in here, but Hitman or Agent 47, he looks like a doofus. Like, he just this weird eggshell bald man. I I don't. He also looks kind of like a Ken doll. Like, he's just very chiseled, but he's also this super rounded bald head. It's not a good look. So I
Yeah.
need a character that's like an actual person,
Yeah.
not whatever he is.
He just always looks like he's out of place. Like he doesn't belong there.
Yeah. And that's funny, but I don't need the game to be funny like that. It's funny
Yeah.
enough with like when I pick up a muffin and I throw a muffin at someone. Like, that's funny enough. I don't need to look like a weirdo too.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, that was it. Yay.
Cool. Well, I'll tell you about Genshin Impact real quick.
Yeah.
I started playing Genshin Impact. Sounds crazy because I have played it before, but I only played maybe like 4 hours, and it just didn't click with me as much the first time I played it. And it's this weird thing where like I was just in the mood for this type of game, and it clicked this
Okay.
time, and I've just been playing it. When I need something to just like take my mind off of other games, I need to chill and like probably tonight, for example. I'm too tired to want to play like Apex because that game needs like my full attention,
Right.
and I'm saving Dark Souls for next Saturday, and I probably don't want to play Neo because my hands are tired. So I can probably just chill, play some Genshin, right? Walk around this nice little town, get some nice
Mm-hmm.
music, clickety
Mm-hmm.
clack,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like it. It's been cool. It's been a nice little like change of pace, nice peaceful game. But I like it. I haven't gotten any new characters. Yeah, I think I
Hmm.
had like a chance to get 10 wishes, so I did the thing and I got like a ton of weapons, and I was like, well, this game is still exactly that. so
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm just running around exploring the waypoints and doing like little side quest thingies that the game gives you, and that's about it. But yeah,
Yeah, it's fun. I
it's
played a lot of it, so
yeah.
yeah.
I do like it. I like the gameplay of it. I like the synergies when you like switch in and out of characters. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. It's pretty fun. Don't know how much I'll play it this coming week, but I played a lot of it this last week, and I think I ranked up like I got 3 adventure ranks, and then it's slow leveling up the actual characters.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a fun little game to like turn your brain off to and just kind of run around this little world. It's nice little game.
Yeah. I like exploring. It's fun.
Yeah, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I really played.
Well, I played a lot more garbage.
Did you want to talk
Uh,
about WandaVision, or do you want to talk about Dirt 5?
I want to talk about Dirt 5 because I don't think I'll ever play it again.
Okay, all right,
Uh,
hit us
I
with it.
it I might, but I don't know. Yeah. So they added Dirt 5. This is a new game. This was a November console launch release. And I downloaded it while I was waiting for Hitman 3 to come from GameFly. So I played maybe like 6 or 7 races. It's really good. It's really fun. Solid racer. If you have Game Pass, go download it, play it. You're gonna have a fun time. Um, I really enjoyed it. I it's been a long time since I've gotten into a racing game, and I still didn't get into this one. I don't know if I'll ever will get into another racing game, but it is a very good one. It looks great, runs great. It has vroom vroom cars,
Vroom vroom.
and I think that's the only thing you'd ask for, right? Vroom vroom cars.
That's true. That's true.
Uh-huh. That's what is the meaning of life if not vroom vroom cars?
I couldn't tell you. I
I
don't
know,
know.
right?
I've been
Don't
tempted
know.
in playing Forza Horizon 4 or like just something to drive in. I did enjoy
Sure.
like Need for Speed a little bit, but I don't know, something about that game just didn't sit well with me. I don't know
Which
what it
Need for
was.
Speed?
The not Hot Pursuit. What was the Heat?
I liked Heat. Yeah, I liked Heat.
I tried it. I don't know why I couldn't get into it. Couldn't get into it, man. I really
Mm.
tried. But yeah.
Uh, so I just mentioned I did beat the Triangle Strategy demo.
Oh, what'd you think?
It's really good. It's really good. I feel like I would rather play a Fire Emblem or a XCOM, but also it's hard to judge when you're in the middle of a game, right?
Yeah.
There's a choice in the middle of this where you can kind of give this person back or you can choose to protect them, and that does change the following mission. So it's like a completely different branching story path, which is really interesting. And I haven't finished the other side of that story thing. It's a long demo. I think it was like 5 or so hours to beat.
Yeah.
Um, and now I'm going back and doing the other path just to kind of see where that ends. Because it is really interesting, and there's like a lot of different characters. I like all that political intrigue nonsense. So that's cool. And then I will add, I am playing more Outriders uh, to train on mouse and keyboard. Um,
Are you doing
that's
Trickster?
what I started the Devastator, I think it is.
Okay.
And they got this super cool move. So, okay, so the first 3 abilities they get, the first one is like this wave, Hulk smash, shock wave in front of them. The second one is like, just powers up your super defense for 8 seconds. And then the third one, you launch up into the air, like, launch 2 stories into the air behind you, and then you aim it at an enemy and just and they blood splatter pop everywhere. Like it's just this area of effect launch attack, like turn yourself into a missile. So what I started doing was I'd missile into the enemy base with a shotgun. I'd missile in there, blow them up, put the shield on, took the shotgun out, started blasting everyone
Oh my
away.
god.
I shockwave and then I run back to where I should be. It's so much fun. I think that game plays so well. This the moment to moment shooting of it is so fun. I like the loot too. I probably will just get this game. There's nothing coming out, so I might, I might just play this game. I
Yeah.
want to try the other 2 classes and see what they can do as well, and then I'll pick one and start the game anew and actually pay attention and not just run around like an idiot. But it's really fun. I really like it.
I wanted to try the Trickster class because I heard that one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that one. Really did.
Still don't know if I'll get it, man. I don't know.
Get it and play with me, man. I'll play it with you. I'll do it.
I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
It's a whole lot of maybe to commit to.
True. It's true. Well, maybe try the trickster and see how it goes. Yeah.
It's just the story does like
Yeah.
it's just so hard because everything else about and I wish there was more demo of the end game maybe or just like more I just wish I knew more about the end game and what there is to offer.
Yeah. Wish I kind of knew like the direction it was going.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what am I getting into here? What do I need like what's
Right.
going on here? Like I
To
see
me,
a
it
bunch
just
of
seems like Diablo with guns in a way and powers because you got powers. They say Borderlands is Diablo with guns. But you have one power in Borderlands. That's been my biggest complaint about it for years.
yeah.
Give me give me multiple abilities and a skill tree that's cool. I'm in. Like that's what I wanted. Um, so this is the game for me, and I get to click heads. I got it set up where I can do that on my couch. Pretty cool.
Borderlands. Bleh.
I could play that too, but I'm not going to. All right, well, we can talk about WandaVision real quick. Probably not a long
WandaVision. All right,
discussion.
guys. Spoilers for WandaVision. If you don't want to know
Wah,
about WandaVision
wah.
spoilers, um, you can
Yeah,
catch
please
us.
stand by for
Yeah,
WandaVision.
stand by for WandaVision. You can listen to us next week. We'll be back with another episode. We're just gonna talk about WandaVision, not non-gaming related, unless there's a WandaVision game coming out at some point.
No,
I don't think so. Anyways,
probably
what
not.
did you think?
I liked it.
What are your thoughts?
It was good. I think it could have been 6 or 7 episodes. It didn't need to be 9.
I
Um,
wish it was longer. I'm so sad it's over.
I, it actually would have been better if it was longer because you could have developed a few more things, I guess. Maybe maybe it could have been 9 episodes that were longer episodes,
Yeah.
right? I don't think it being so short each time really benefited it. It kind of just felt like teases, and you were getting teased every week for 6 weeks, which is why I'm glad I waited to like episode 6 was out before I started watching it.
Yeah.
Uh,
We watched it every Friday
yeah,
morning or sometimes Friday night. So it was nice to have a show like that because we're so used
yeah,
to
I get that.
binging shows. And so it's nice to have like, oh, it's the new episode. And that happens now when like we watch like the British Bake Off, which comes out every Friday now instead of like, oh, we're catching up to the seasons that have been out for like a year or so.
Right.
And it was good, man. Like I thought, like it hits on an emotional level when you're so used to these characters now. Like I'm so attached to the MCU characters.
Hmm.
I'm not like I thought I would be sick of them by now, but I'm not. Like it's so crazy. I'm like so attached to them. So whenever something like the ending of that, like the last couple episodes of that series really hit, and I thought they were so good. And I'm even attached to like the side characters from the show, like Darcy and
Yeah.
um, Agent Woo. Like I love those characters, and
Hmm.
I love that they intertwine these side characters from like other movies into this show. Like it's so awesome, and I'm so attached to all those characters. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they like show up in other movies.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job of having this expanded cast of not only heroes, but like you're saying, just people, and putting them in places that are interesting. And this was another stellar example of that. I I understand a lot of people had a lot of emotional resonance with this. To me, from the very beginning, it just felt like I know what you're trying to do. I know where you're going. She's sad. I get it. I don't need 4 hours to get to that point.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and I also hated the children. I like the idea of the children
Yeah.
and what they mean, like symbolizing literally children, but I fucking hate 90% of child actors. They take me out of it. They have dumb faces. They act weird. They always feel like they're waiting for a cue. And you can kind of see it sometimes where they like look at the other actor like, "Eh?" I'm like, "No, no, eh. Just fucking do the job. I don't know
Yeah.
why you're doing it like this." And
There was
and
there's like I watched a video on YouTube where they were pointing out like Easter eggs throughout the series.
mhm.
And one of the things they pointed out is like the so like I think who was it? I think Sam Raimi, who I think he directed The Wizard of Oz. Um I think
Wait,
he's
what?
so Sam Raimi the director, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man?
Yeah. I think he directed The Wizard of Oz, the like the one with Okay, I'm just following what I
I
might
don't know
be.
what's happening.
I might be getting this wrong. He directed The Wizard of Oz, or he produced it, or he worked on it, or whatever. This might be totally wrong. This is what I got from the YouTube video, which is why this. So something happened where this show had references to The Wizard of Oz with like the Agnes's boots and things like, and even the Great and Powerful Oz being on the movie theater thing.
Oh, I see what's
And
happening.
he's also directing the next Doctor Strange. So they try to like tie it all together there. Like there's just so many different things, like Easter eggs that they had
Okay.
intertwined that were just so crazy. And even like there's a part where Wanda and like Vision and the kids were like posing, and it was a throwback to the previous episode where they had the Incredibles up on the theater in like the lettering as like
Oh,
a
they did pose
foreshadowing,
like
and
that.
and it was just like there's like these little things that they did with the show that was just really
The
weird.
kids
And
look so fucking stupid.
yeah, they're
I
really
just
weird.
and
They're really
they're
weird.
like none of it was explained, and I feel like they just didn't explain it because it wouldn't make sense, and
Yeah.
it's all in her head, or not. It's not all in her head, but it's all like from her, and yet she doesn't isn't aware of it, but is also sometimes aware of it
Well,
when she needs to be.
they said that she wasn't aware that she was in this world until what's her name? Was it Maria or the one Maria Rambo? The
Oh, Rambo, yeah.
yeah,
I don't remember her name.
until she broke her out of that, like until she said something and she
Okay,
blasted her
sure.
out. Because at that moment she just like realized like what the hell? Like
But
she
that's like episode 3.
yeah.
Like, and then she's doing this other shit, like, not re I don't know, I the show intentionally withheld information for so long that now that I know the answers, I'm like, I don't even know where to put these answers because I'd have to rewatch the entire show, and I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that too. I was like, do I need to rewatch this now? But then I watched the like it was like a video that said 80 Easter eggs found in Wanda Vision, and I was just like, he didn't count them down or anything like that. He just like went on, and it was a pretty good
Number
video.
4.
He was
Okay.
it was a pretty good video, and like I was just watching, I was like, oh my god, like I did notice that, but I didn't think about it or like just things like that, and I was like, damn, this is all really good information. And I was like,
It's really cool.
it made me appreciate the show even more, just like the attention to detail that they do put into certain things like that. And it's not like perfect, but to me it's like it shows that they do care about a lot of the material that they're working off of. And I think a lot of that too is like, I think if they had more episodes they probably could have done a whole lot more with a lot of the characters.
Yeah, I feel like they shoehorned themselves into this format, and like the idea of each episode being a decade, more or less,
Yeah,
uh, they forced themselves into that rather than that being a natural, a, like a meaningful thing. That was just, oh, this is the mold we're gonna fit this into,
yeah.
and then oh, now she's all real into sitcoms. Like, was she ever? Did she ever mention sitcoms ever? I guess that
No.
makes sense why she has this like PTSD world she makes. So that I
Yeah,
get that. But
working backwards off of it
yeah, it's
and
working
yeah,
backwards. And the thing about like a mystery or watching a show and not knowing what's necessarily going on and then knowing the answer, I should know the answer and be like, oh, cool. Or, oh, that sucks. But my answer is like, okay, like, all right.
yeah,
And so that I'm left feeling I liked it. I enjoyed the ride. I don't think we needed superhero fights at the end that were really kind of lame.
yeah.
Like when the coolest fight of your show is two visions talking to each other, having a rational conversation, which was great.
Yeah,
That means you should stop the other fighting because the other
yeah.
fighting was dumb.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought so, like a lot of the visuals that they used for the fighting looked very much like what you'd see on the CW, on the type of fights for the
yeah,
CW, and I really thought, but some of them did look good with like Vision fighting Vision. I was like, wow, okay,
yeah, I
that
agree.
one looked okay, but then when it was like Wanda fighting Agnes, I was like, all right, this looks like the CW.
Yeah, and they kept going with it. Like this wouldn't have looked so bad if it was 30 seconds, but it
Yeah.
was like 4 minutes. Like, okay, you got to stop.
Yeah, this
This
looks
isn't
really
good.
bad.
Stop
That
it.
explosion looked really bad. I've seen better in a video game, like just things like that. I was just like,
Yeah,
ugh.
yeah.
But I'm excited to. I'm excited for like the Falcon and Winter Soldier one.
Mhm.
That one, I think that one's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to see Wanda in the Doctor Strange one. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. I mean, like I think they've done a pretty good job. I mean, not all the Marvel movies are hits, but I think they're just entertaining enough to like
Oh yeah.
to be good. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I think so many movies are like boring that like these are just at least fun. There's just so many movies that
That's
like
true.
I've been trying to watch The Expanse lately, and like it's it's enough to where parts of the show are interesting, but then so much of it puts me to sleep.
Hmm.
But I know that show gets good because there's been moments of that show where I'm just like, oh shit, this is good, and I'm I'm like entertained, and I'm like interested in what's gonna happen next. And then there's a big chunk of like the episode where I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm falling asleep. Why am I watching this after work? And I know that show gets really good too. And then we compare like everything in the MCU to like what's happening with Justice League and everything, and I'm like, oh man. I mean, at
I,
least MCU does a good job.
I'm excited for that Snyder cut, man. We got like
I
2
am.
weeks.
I'm so excited for it too.
I'm gonna take like a 30-minute break in the middle of it, intermission, because it's so long.
Is it all coming out at once?
Yeah, it's 4 hours all at once.
Oof,
I know. Strap in.
it's gonna be rough.
I'm excited because that's twice the length of the original movie,
Yeah. I
which
mean,
is
it better
so
be,
funny.
man. They need to add a lot of shit to it. So,
Yeah,
all right. Are we all done?
I think we're done. It was good. It was worth
All
the
right.
free month of Disney Plus I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I there's a lot of good stuff on Disney Plus. I wish I had more time to watch stuff on there and the patience, but I don't.
Yeah. I went to watch Mandalorian season 2 and I was like, "Oh, this episode's 50 minutes. I'm good. I don't want to watch."
Oh yeah.
Like the first episode's an hour. Like, nah, I didn't like the first season enough to commit to even one episode of this season 2.
Oh, season 2's I'm trying to remember if I liked it more than season 1. I think I did.
You have to, because season 1 was so mediocre.
Season 2
It
is
was
good. I think all the stuff they announced, I was like really excited for, and then the more I like thought about it, I'm like, do we really need another show about another Mandalorian? And then I was like, do we really
right.
need a show about like this guy and this guy? And then I was like, the only other one I'm excited for is Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. I don't ever care about the animated Star Wars episodes, like shows.
No.
Like, I don't care. I'm sorry for everybody else that is. I don't mean to be a bummer. You guys can be excited for it. I
I
watch
do.
anime, so what
Boo.
do I know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm excited for more anime. Let's go.
I don't think I've watched an anime.
Attack on Titan was so good today. So good. Next episode's gonna be insane. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap
I'm
it
not
up.
gonna watch. Yeah. Well, wrap it up.
Wrap it up, guys. That's it for us. We'll be back next week. Don't forget to hit the follow button. Thank you to SMG_network on Twitch. Once again, we're trying to hit 130 followers by the end of April so we can get drunk and play some Dark Souls. I'm about to buy that Dark Souls 3
Oh, yes. Yes.
Deluxe Edition so that maybe by then we'll be on Dark Souls 3.
Well, and see, if you get that on PC, I have it on PC, we can actually play it together.
I'm going to get it on PC. And
there you go.
And yeah, I think I'm probably going to skip Dark Souls 2 to be honest. Cuz I think we're going to play Resident Evil 7 after
I'm not
Dark Souls.
Yeah, I love Dark Souls 2. I'm not upset. I'm not going to die on that hill. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I just don't want to play it.
Fine.
Anyways, that's it for us, guys. We'll see you next week, episode 80. Goodbye. Salutations.
And good luck.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye now.
Okay, bye.